comes to our health, this is not something that should be considered last on the list, although it is um, last, it is not least. Sleep. Okay, here's the target: 7 to 8 hours per night. All right, if you go to bed at the same time every night, that could help for those of you who have problems with sleeping. All right, also, and I'm guilty of this one, use that bed only for sleep, okay? Because I'm guilty of using my bed to get work or reading done, that type of thing. Use your bed only for sleep, all right? And no lights or screens 1 hour before bed. That goes for phone screens, TV screens, computer screens, all right? They really do have an effect on the way your brain works and the exposures that make your brain keep turning and going and being active after you go to bed. So no screens but 1 hour before bed. All right. No caffeine 10 whole hours before bed. Some of us have to have the caffeine during the day. It really helps us and it really gets us going. But if you have it within 10 hours of going to bed at night, you're going to have a tough time with sleep. Okay. And remember, if you exercise and get your body tired during the day, that could help with getting better sleep at night. And I have found that swimming and water exercises are really great for helping you to go right to sleep when you lay your head down on that pillow. And also quieting your mind. Easier said than done, and usually takes some practice, but you have to learn ways to tell your mind that it's okay to settle on down for the evening and that you are ready to get restoration and rejuvenation through sleep, and that you need to stop thinking about all the things that are happening during your day. So it seems like very simple, the things that need to be done, but often they are so tough because they involve changing your lifestyle and your mindset. But I would encourage you to be able to make those changes. So now we're going to talk a little bit about social connection. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, but I want you to know the importance of connecting with others, okay? Because when you connect with others, it actually stops the stress response, okay? Part of the stress response is to release a hormone that makes you reach out to others, all right? You have a hormone in your body that is being let off when you're involved in stress, and that's the job of that hormone, is to get you to get other people involved in helping you to find a solution to your stressor. Okay. And so when you connect with other people and join with other people in accomplishing a goal or solving a problem that you have, you are stopping their stress response. And that's a beautiful thing. Resist the urge to withdraw. And what do I mean by that? I mean that sometimes when you're going through stress or chronic PTSD or depression or emotional suppression or those other cognitive responses that I talked about earlier, they would make you want to withdraw and do that social isolation thing that I mentioned before, where you find yourself isolated and yet you still also additionally withdraw. Okay. So you have to fight the urge to do so. You have to reach out to others, even when it's not easy to do, because there's so much help that comes in connecting. Talk to someone you trust. Don't suppress your emotions to the point where you silence yourself and forget that you have problems or don't even acknowledge that you have problems. The self silencing can go very deep, even to the point where you don't even realize that you're doing it. That you may be sitting there right now and saying, I don't really have any problems to really think of. I want you to really think about that. And if you are actually, the more you think about it, finding that you are suppressing your emotions and suppressing your thoughts, I really want you to think about talking to someone you trust, and talking to someone about those things that come to mind when you think about suppressing your emotions. And sometimes when you get to that place, you find that you actually uncover and discover things about yourself that require attention. Okay, so it is important that you talk to someone you trust, and it is important if you find that you are overwhelmed or feel distressed that you talk to someone professionally. So, in any way, if you want to talk more to the study team about that, we'd be happy to help you in finding someone safe, someone reliable, and someone who can assist you with talking things through. And internet-based support. This intervention is about that. It is about learning how to use the social support resources that you have readily available to you. So if you have access to the internet, you have access to social connection. You have access to other people who think like you, are going through the same things that you're going through, and who want to reach out to you as well. So consider internet-based support. They exist in many types, including this study. I say to recognize your power. Um, there, I do have a list of things that involve recognizing your power. Power, I talk about power because African American women are so powerful. You are the group who is most educated. This is new data in 2015 that came out from our education, from the Department of Education, that African American women have more doctoral degrees, master's degrees, and bachelor's degrees than any other racial or ethnic or gender based subgroup. And that is a beautiful thing. So that means you've been able to take the stressors of your life and you've been able to become resilient, and that you've been able to demonstrate great power in the face of adversity. So, besides the fact that your health is at risk, you should celebrate the idea that you're powerful and able to overcome such barriers as a collective and as an individual. So, recognize your power. Remember that your body can change your mind. Okay, physical activity can bring about more improved responses to stress. Okay, physical activity and yoga and resistance training can make you feel less stress. So your body can change your mind, all right? And then your mind can then change your behaviors, all right? So when you change your mind by doing something with your body, then your mind tells you, don't pick up that bag of chips the next time around, okay? You worked out yesterday, or you did yoga yesterday, or maybe you don't feel as distressed as you did yesterday, okay? So that's how the mind can then change the behavior. And then your behavior can, those positive behaviors, improving those or increasing those healthy behaviors, that can then change your health in the long run and reduce hypertension, bring down your risk for heart disease and type 2 diabetes. And I just bring this part in here to just share with you the wonderful thing about African American women that really continues to baffle us as researchers as we try to understand all the many ways that Black women respond to things. All right, so another way that Black women respond to stress is through a thing called altruism. Altruism means that instead of feeling depressed or feeling suppressed or other types of ways that African American women can feel, there are a group of women who feel like um, they will take their stress and they will make something good out of it, that they will turn their stress into a scenario where they can create something wonderful. Okay, that's called altruism, when they try to do something for the good of society or for the good of the collective as a result of what they've been through. Okay, so altruistic. Are you altruistic? Are you looking to accomplish great things and do something wonderful for society um, as a result of all the stress that you've been through? Altruism is one of those responses. And I'll finish with humor. Anticipation is in there as well, where you can respond by anticipating the next stressor or the next wonderful thing to happen to you. But humor is what I want to finish with, is because humor is a tool that African Americans have been using since the beginning of time to help them deal with stress, because laughter truly is the best medicine. And when you laugh, you release so many wonderful anti stress, anti aging, and healthy um, hormones. So remember, too, that you can find the humor and joy in things that you can heal yourself. So, one final piece of this health education series here is to tell you what to expect and where we're going with the yogic dance study and what's next. So, yogic dance study is going to be using tracking, using that Fitbit that we have, as well as um, these surveys that you'll be completing on a weekly basis, multiple times a week. And the tracking is going to be looking at your goals, tracking your activity. We're going to be tracking your blood pressure. You hopefully will track your nutrition by entering into your food logs, into the Fitbit, what you're eating, so that you can kind of keep an eye on what you're eating. And sleep. You can also track your sleep. So, with all those wonderful new healthy lifestyle behaviors, you can have the opportunity to track them. All right. So, for this week, you're just keeping a note of things and wearing your Fitbit and keeping it charged and taking a look at your goals, okay? And setting and resetting your goals and sharing your goals with the rest of the group and the team. However, starting next week, we're going to really see if those things start to change as you begin to take on more activity, and hopefully that affects your blood pressure and you can see that begin to go down. Perhaps that activity and trying out this yoga and trying out this light resistance training will help change your sleep patterns and nutrition patterns as well. We want to know about all of that, so stay on top of your tracking and let us know if you have any trouble with that. So we also have here, and there's Dr. Community one last time, and she's wearing her activity outfit there, her active wear. Resistance training. So, resistance training is going to help with your blood pressure. It's going to help prepare your body for more physical activity. Please keep in mind that this is not heavy resistance training that's going to bulk you up or get you big. This is the type of resistance training that's just going to help with preparing your joints, getting your muscles in alignment, getting your body to build strength a little bit at a time, and it's going to help you, believe it or not, with your blood pressure in ways that we don't quite understand yet. But resistance training is an important key to preparing that body for activity. All right, but also yoga. Yoga is a part of this YD or yogic dance study because we're the yoga is going to help with sleep. It's also going to be working on your blood pressure to help it keep it down, okay? Because we have to do a lot to get that blood pressure down because we're really at risk as African American women. We're really at risk for high blood pressure. Yoga is also going to help keep that blood sugar low through mechanisms we don't quite understand, but it helps to keep the blood sugar low. And we also know that yoga helps to create or cause the relaxation response or the relaxed response. And that is the opposite of the stress response. So everything that the stress response does, yoga works to reverse it. So that's why you would want to do yoga, because you want to keep that stress low. So here's a summary of the study. It's a 6-week program to help Black women improve their healthy habits with physical activities, stress management techniques, goal setting, and social support. There's a mind, spirit, and body approach to this intervention. The mind piece has health education. That's what you're doing now. And we'll have some mental health coaching and cognitive coaching skills along the way. There's also a spirit piece where we're really trying to help you find meaning and purpose in life. And when you can't find meaning and purpose in life, you often see depression and stress and distress. So it is important to recapture whatever makes you feel happy, whatever fills you with purpose, and whatever helps you with meaning. You remember when I mentioned altruism before? Altruism is about combining your purpose with that. Prayer and meditation. Yoga has a meditative component to it. Some Black people do not relate to the idea of meditation, but they certainly can relate to the idea of prayer. So if you find that during your meditation practice, or during the opportunities for you to lay still and meditate, that if you want to pray and evoke or elicit or ask your God or your source for strength and power and whatever you do when you pray, then please, by all means, feel free to do so. Now, body. So you got the mind, the body, the spirit. The body component is going to be the physical activity that we do, the resistance training that we're doing. Now, dance isn't a part of this particular study, but dance is so much a part of African American life and Black life. So if you find yourself wanting to dance to get your activity, that is perfectly fine. We're asking that you would track that in your physical activity tracker in the Fitbit, or just write it down in your weekly surveys and let us know that you danced for 10 minutes or 30 minutes or even more. Restorative yoga is part of the yogic dance program. It's chair program and the mat program. Chair meaning that you do the entire program, or pretty much the entire program seated in a chair. That's to help prepare those of us who are not feeling strong enough to stand and do yoga, or who want to work in a stepwise fashion, one step at a time, and building up the strength to be able to do yoga and the standing mat practice. Okay, so please also chart that in your Fitbit each time you do it. And walking. Walking, again, I mentioned that our bodies are meant to walk, and because we stand on 2 feet, and we walking is what we do to get from A to B. So walking is a natural activity that helps. It's also social if you want to get a buddy and start walking. Again, we're asking for you to chart that and let us know so we can keep up with your activities.